Go live. You better be going live right now because that's what I want to do. Should be going live. I keep saying upcoming. Let me take a drink of my drink. All right, it does say it's live. Okay. God. I was a little frustrated. Hey, what's up, gang? It's Adam. It's one of those nights. It's Proxy Time. Working on Savannah today. I'm hoping this is live. It's showing that I am live. OBS sometimes has some fun stuff going on, and it gets a little frustrating sometimes. It does say I'm live, so I should be good to go. Sorry for the little confusion there. Welcome. So working on Savannah. I know I just did the duels last week, and normally I've been doing like one duel a month, and then I do a fetch. Well, I started actually after last week's working on the duels. Lowry had a great idea, and we kind of were workshopping it this week and trying to figure out a way to do this. What he was saying was, because the iconic thing about the dual lands is the text box here, this multicolor text box. And that's why I bring the text box over when I do our duels. I bring, I grab this, but then I grab this text box and bring it on top of the proxy. Well, Lowry's like, well, what if you made the card actually the entire card this? I was like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. How do I make this work? There's a couple things that kind of run into problems with. One is the border. If you have the whole thing you have to be exactly perfect when you're putting that proxy on. Otherwise, you'll be able to see one side is bigger than the other. Another thing is there's a lot of work that goes into getting rid of the text here. But I did work on it. Let me just show you one thing here. All right, so we're going to use two. I did Tropical Island. I did 3 of them so far. I just want to show you how they turned out. We're going to work on one today too, and I can show you how we do this. So as you know, I love the unstable lands. So I used Island and Forest from the unstable lands and blended them. So that's one version. That's with the text box all huge over the top of it. Looks awesome. You get both colors. I don't even have to say Tropical Island. It's just, you know what it is. But I think the one that looks better, and actually I did print these out. Do I have them near me? But this one, having a little bit of a border. So this kind of alleviates that problem that I was talking about. If you're not perfect, see if you're not perfect on this, you can tell, like if you're a little bit further on this side to that side, you'll be able to see one way or the other. This not only gives you more of the color, so we have more blue, it's not as faded, and more green. You can tell the 2 colors in there, but it just looks really good. It showcases this card more. The arts. Let's see. I know I have it. I just did it. Where the hell did I put it? Move my computer. Don't see it there. Oh, there they are. Hang on. All right. Oh, and then I just dropped them everywhere. So now these are a little lighter than I'd like them to be. Oh, thanks, AJ. So I did some deeper runs of these, but they print out. I haven't done the foils yet. The foils are going to look fantastic. I guarantee on that. But these worked out. See, the framing on that worked out. I had to be a little more exact on it, but that worked. It worked the way I wanted to. I just tightened up everything with the framing, and overall turned out nice. So what we're going to do today, so we're going to finish up with Savannah, and we're going to go right into these duels of doing it the special framing way. And to be honest with you, because I love the unstable lands so much, these are probably the ones I've been working on these for about a year, probably a little bit over a year. And I'm finally finishing up the cycle. And now that I'm finishing, I'll probably just use these that I'll probably finish in the next week or so. Because I think, and I'll show those later too, the foils of these will be really nice. Okay, so let's first finish the Savannah in how we've been doing it. So what we're going to do, let's just do what we normally do. I am using a different art because I did not, like I said last week with, what was I using last week? Scrubland. Scrubland and Savannah look eerily very, very similar with their art. But they're very boring. There's nothing happening here. I could use this one. This almost for a picture seems like blown out with the sun there. It's fine. It's better than the original one. Like, I like that better. But I found a different one that I like. This one's more of a painting. I like this look a lot better. And I think this is the one I'm going to go with Savannah. So let's just get started. We'll get that brought over. And then when I finish with this Savannah, we'll go into... It's going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to tell you I don't want to do a whole series on it because the text box stuff just takes forever to do. And so I'll show you. And actually, I should be recording some of this. Had to get that going on my computer there because I do want to, when I get to that other part, doing the new duels, I do want that recorded because then I can mess with that into a... This is just pre-planned. This is behind the scenes stuff. It's just make it short. I can make a short of that later, depending on how that all works out. Man, this one's being extra sloppy. Extra sloppy today. Now, it is spring break week for my oldest. So I am drinking today because it was a friggin' nightmare of a day. So it's actually a pretty strong beer. It's Dance of Kamush. Dance of Kamush. I think that's how you say it. Kid can't even read. This is a pastry stout with coconut, coffee, and vanilla. 13% alcohol. So somebody's going to be wasted at the end of this. Just kidding. Not wasted, but it'll probably get me a nice little buzz going through here. So, all right. So let's get this going. This one's very sloppy. I don't like how sloppy that all is. And even this doesn't look that smooth there. I'm going to have some corrections to do. And I'm not doing two of them, so I'm fine with correcting it when we move it over. And we'll just do this part. Yeah, so I was working the first dual flip, I guess I would call it. A flip duel. Well, not the flip lands, not like the ones that we flip into other ones, but these are upside down, you know. The first one took me like 2 hours to mess with, and then I go at about an hour clip. I might have a little bit of a trick that I can use that'll help me along the way, but we'll see when we get there. All right, so let's get to our art here. And then again, at the end, I will be drawing for Stump The Smith Savant. We had so many people enter this week.
Oh, good for you.
I think because the prize got pretty big. Now it's a total of $50+ of stuff, including Mr. Jin himself or itself or herself. I don't even know what Jin is. So I'll be drawing that at the end here. Okay, so I think what I want to do... I like how bright it is over here. This almost seems like it's getting too dark. So we're going to keep the brightness of it, and we're going to have that tree. We'll have the tree kind of come through the text box. Ooh, will we, though? Maybe not. We want it to come over the edge, because we don't want it to just appear out of the middle of the text box and go up. But we do want it to come through, so we'll have it start on the edge. So it's coming through here. Branch comes over like that. Maybe a little bit of this. We'll leave that one alone back there. And that's pretty much it we'll do with that. We'll probably throw the CommanderSmith CS in on this hilltop here or something like that. The other option could be... That's just too dark. So let's keep where we were at. So we're going to get part of that tree there. I think we're good. So let's start to crop this down. All right. Yeah, and this is going to be... I'm guessing that the second part's going to be an hour. Unless I did something last night on the last proxy that might make it go quicker. So we'll see if that works. If I didn't, I was late. And then with daylight savings skipping ahead, I kind of kicked my butt. So I was like, oh, I'm so tired. So we went to bed at, 1 o'clock. But really, it was 2. And then my oldest was at a sleepover, so we had to pick him up today. Now he's a ornery bastard today. It's just a little... And I remember that as kids, too. Like, Lowry and I staying up, when we did cousins sleepovers, and it was just a mess the next day. I remember the one time his brother ended up puking the next day when my dad was bringing him home just because we did not get any sleep. So we're going to do a lot of fixing here because there was just a lot of crap that was happening there. I have that down to 57. Yeah, it's fine. We'll keep it at 57. We'll just keep fixing all this. There. I want a straight line. This has some I should have caught that before, but we'll bring this in. So we'll go try to even it out to where that is. But then I'm going to want to do the same thing on the other side. So let's bring that down. Because now this side's going to be pretty thin. And we have a little nub there. So let's bring that down a little. I don't know if I like that. Let's move over and look at that again. All right, that's fine. It's because we're going to just smooth everything else out. Like that. Okay. That's good. Go back over to this side. Oh, I might have gone in too far. No, maybe not. I saved it there. Okay, let's see how that looks. Good. Thinner. It's a little thicker on the white side. Let's bring this in maybe just a little bit. It was just right at the top there. Let's check it out. That's better. And I think I'm fine with how the green is on this side being, you don't really notice that there's a difference there, and it could be the dimension of it too. So I think I'm fine with that. This curve seems fine. I thought I was going to have to mess with that. Our upper part, we do want to get rid of this as well. Let's get rid of the upper parts. Let's clean this up here. I think our bottom actually looks fine there. It's more of our curves. Yeah, so we just want it right there. And there. Yeah, the bottom seems fine. Let's move over here, get rid of this white part. Oops, went a little too far. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so that's... I think our text boxes are fine. Let's get rid of this really quick. One thing I learned while doing what I was... Ooh. Is that really what... No. Yeah, okay. So this is what I want. So one thing I was doing here... Or is it just grabbing that? Let's do this. Hang on. There. Okay. So when I was messing with... Or when you'll see later, I should have been doing this the whole time. When I'm doing the stamped stuff, I should just be doing this, just painting. So much easier than stamping and then going over the top of it. I went to the fuzzy one. Kind of want this one. But that is the technique of getting it to work. You'll see in a little bit when we get to that. All right, so let's bring our stuff down again. We want to mess with the tree, so we got to get the background still stamped fine. I wonder, because there's so much contrast between the tree and the background, I might be able to get away with doing this. Yep. Oh, I missed this whole part on this side. All right, so we'll have to get that too when we get there. That I'm going to actually have to go freehand with that. And I'm guessing the bottom here, I'll have to do a little freehand. Oh, no. We got some brush down here. We might use that brush. Okay, so we're going to keep... Yeah, we're going to use that brush as part of the bottom, taking over the bottom part of the text box. But we'll do it a little different technique. Let's get this done first. Get the easy stuff out of the way. Okay. Did that work out, or do we go a little outside the line? No, I think that's good. That's good. Okay. So let's tighten up. Oh, no, we want to get rid of this too. Let's make a straight line. That looks about straight there. Clean that up. Now let's get a little closer and get these branches. Whew. Really have to get close to this. Hey, what's up, Dempsey? Yeah, you wait until you see the other the next duels. I don't know if you saw the beginning part, but there's going to be some pretty sweet looking duels. Check it. That's what we're going to do in a little bit. Just a little preview of what we're going to do. Now get back to where I'm going. Okay, so how did that look? I think that looks fine. The one part I'm not liking is I'm seeing through this red and not really grabbing branch. But if I do it that way, you can see there is a branch that I'm not grabbing. Do I have to tighten this up even more? Maybe. Let's see how that looks. I think that's a little better. Okay, so then what I wanted to do is we have all this vegetation at the bottom. So this stuff. So we're going to do... We're definitely going to get this bigger. And we're going to bring it down to about 50. And what we're going to do is blend it in. Let's get the big stuff first. So that's where we're for sure trying to lose the text box here. So actually I could bring this all the way up to 100 for the bottom. Like that. Now we're going to go up to 50. A little bit closer. We want to blend that a little better. There we go. And then what I want to do is shrink this. We're going to try to grab a bunch of this and just make lines so it's following how the brush is kind of going here. And we'll blend the bottoms back in. I just want to get these fingers in here. And this doesn't look like it's going any direction necessarily. Some stuff here. And some up and down vertical stuff there. Okay, so now let's blend the bottom in. And we want to make sure that blends in with that tree. I want to get rid of the bottom text box there. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, that looks pretty sweet. All right, so let's see. We're normally up to here, though. Might be even more faded with this one. I'm going to blend a little bit more. So it's not so, like, pointy lines going up. I think that looks good. feel like I'm missing just a little bit. What am I missing here? Right here? And right there. I think that'll do it right there. Let's see. Good. Okay. So the whiskey and Sprite, watching it. Nice. I don't even saw that either. I'm drinking a 13% alcohol coffee beer. So, because it's my oldest spring break and it's still the weekend and the boys are already just fighting. My wife's like, I think mommy's going to be having drinks all week. I was like, I'm there with you. All right, we're going to bring this in a little bit because we did have this. I don't want to mess with this too much because we got to get to the other guy that's going to take a lot longer. All right, so I think that's it for this. I want to get the logo in. I think, like I said before, it's just going to be the sunset type thing. Utilize especially since it's this color here. So we can kind of really make it look like the sun. I want this one. And let's bring that there. So we are going to throw this way in the background. And brightest spot looks like right there. So we'll go probably like that. And is that about where I want it? Yeah, and I'm going to want that to go behind my text box. And still want to do this. You sure can. Minnesota has a very... Whoops. Not what I wanted to do. There's a lot of craft brewing stuff. And so you definitely can... My wife bought me a variety pack of... they're like... Well, look at the price on that. This is a $9 beer right here. But it's 13% and it's a big can. It's going to do the job. I don't want to get too complicated with this. I could have this. Let's do it like that. We're going to get two things to go over that. So that's there. Oh, come on. Text box. There we go. I think we're still stamped right. Yep, we are. Okay, so we want this back up. Want that like that. And we want to be on this. Too far down. I kind of need to see through so I can see where I'm going with that. There we go. I think I'm still going too high with that. Okay, that's there. Yeah, if I can get the job done, definitely worth it. Let's see if that was brought up. That looks good. All right, so then the last part I want is that. So we still have that, so we can just go boop. And we'll bring it down more. I don't like to make it super obvious that it's there. See, Dempsey, this is like you're hiding the Jeweled Lotus game. That's why I like it so much, because I like to hide the logo. Okay, so that Savannah is done. We are done with the 10 dual lands. So now what I want to do is show you the new cycle of duels. That these will get done really quick because I like them so much. They're going to be done super fast. Well, not super fast because each one of these is about an hour long for me to make. And I do both designs. That doesn't take that long to do. But to get it to where I want it here, it takes a while. So first things first, I got to remember how I did this yesterday. So I like, personally, Forest is probably my favorite art out of the Unstable. Maybe Island might be up there too. Forest, Island, and Swamp have amazing art. I do like the mountain ones too. Plains just always has shitty art, but this one I do like because I like the rays of sun like that. This is like one of the very few Plains lands. And that's why I like the Unstable lands so much. It's like I like every single one of these arts. Called Just the Tip. Hang on, let's see if I can get my button up. Oh, I got too many cords in the way. Where's Just the Tip? Oh, come on. I got muff garbage. I get the end of the cast. I don't have... Where is just the tip? I got Quacky Serpy Niku. Kid can't... Oh, this one, obviously.
Kid can't even read.
I guess I don't have my just the tip. I guess I need that one. I put it up when we have the actual episode going. My bad. But I got the kid can't even read at least. I should have that on my front page. Okay, so first things first, what we need to do is let's highlight plains. We're going to bring plains over to the forest. So we're going to flip that upside down and let's highlight the whole thing. Now the difference with all this is you have to be a lot more precise when printing these proxies out. So normally when I do a proxies, so we want to stamp the background of the forest. And then we're going to go back to our layer 1. Normally when I do, we want 100% there, but we want this one. I'm going to try to say, when I'm doing the proxies and I'm printing them off, I do 2.55 by 3.55 is the dimensions. With this, I had to get it down to 2.53 and 3.53. So it's a little bit more precise. I don't want like just a perfect straight line here. I like it. Ooh, actually. See how wavy that is? I'm going to kind of follow that plains wave. I like that. That looks really cool. Okay. So that's how we get that started, right? Now, what we want to do, because this is done, we're going to merge these together. I don't need to, but now they're just one image. And now anything I do, I could get a little bit more. Hang on. Let me back it up just a little bit. I want to get a little bit more there. And maybe a little bit there. I want it to have that feel of that curve. Cool. All right, so bring this. Let's merge these again. All right, we're good there. So here's the thing about curving. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. So let's save that. I don't want to lose that. Proxy time. We're just gonna go Savannah. OG Savannah. OG. Just so I don't lose this, because this might take a little bit. Yeah, no, these I am so excited for these. Like these are gonna be so awesome because they're really custom kind of. You know what I mean? They are custom, but it's like it doesn't have to say Savannah on it. You know what it is. You're playing it, and people know. Oh yeah, it's a Forest Plains. Okay, so let's get rid of some of this stuff. So we're just not. I don't need that one. This is the one I do need. We're gonna get rid of the VMA one. Card logo is what I'm having trouble with. Lowry and I kind of talked about it later. Like I said earlier too, Lowry helped me out with this because of the text box idea. And then I was kind of throwing ideas back and forth with him throughout the week. I forgot to put the logo anywhere, and I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I also want to have the logo there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might add it in later. We'll see. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to grab this. I went a little too wide with that. Let's get right about there. Is that good enough? Oh, all right. Let's try that again. Let's get right corner there. Okay, that's good. How I do this is I'm going to highlight this whole thing quick. Okay, we're going to copy it. And now I'm going to make a new one. So now it's the right size. Text box. Now we're going to copy this. And let's go to, where's our new one? Where'd it go? Untitled. Paste it there. So one thing you can do right now, if I rotate, it's going to rotate both. I'll show you. Even if I have that highlight, I think there is something I can learn how to do. I just haven't taken the time. But I rotate, it rotates the entire thing. So what I can do is start rotating it until it hits 90 degrees. See that number there? 90.2. Nope. There. We're at 90. And now I'm going to bring it up to the edge on each side. And then I'm going to stretch it. Come on. All right. Then we stretch the image, and we stretch the image. We got to make sure everything's good. Okay, so we need to have a little bit of white on the top there. Oh, you don't have one yet. That should be your next goal, buddy. All right, did that work? Nope, we still have the white line up there. Let's get this a little higher. Okay, now we're all good. Everything all around there looks good. So now this is where we get rid of shit. And this is where the painting comes in. So I'm going to click this, and that's my color I'm using. Now what we're going to do is just highlight this entire box. And this is just where it gets... It doesn't seem like it would take a long time, but the letters going between boxes, you have to overcompensate in a way. So I got to make sure on the bottom that we're good there. Yes, you have a little bit of green there. So, oh, and I will show you what I kind of learned later that'll make this process go a lot faster. So what did I do? Oh, okay, paint it. So we're going to paint it. Make sure it's large enough. Whoops. Let's get back on here. We don't need background. Let's delete that layer. Yes. Okay. So now, and you don't want to stop there. You want this whole thing. You see how the green is just... It's different. It's not the same. Is that the one I want to use? I'm trying to look on the side there of which green I like best. That's pretty much the same there. Just make sure that I'm... Okay, I like this green. That's a little bit more not pukey. Jeweled Lotus so you can get at least one. Yeah, dude. That's probably a good idea. Your duels are going to go in so many more decks than Jeweled Lotus. I mean, Jeweled Lotus is a good card, don't get me wrong. But duels are just going to go in everything. You could hit off your low-end duels, or you could, with Jeweled Lotus, you could bite off the big guy and get Underground Sea right off the bat. I would do that, but I know you're kind of waiting for the right price to come in. Okay, so we're going to stick with the color that we're doing there. So this is where I'm going to do things a little differently than I have been doing it. So this is going to be... I'm testing this. We'll see if my theory works with this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to grab... So we want to go all the way across. Okay, so we want to make sure we cover that A completely. There's a lot of stuff I could say. Okay, so but what I want to do instead is do the fade tool. And then instead of using this color here that I have, we're going to grab really close to where that A is. So now we're really close. And we got the fade tool. Let's see how this works out. Because I started messing with this. Now I'm going to make sure I go all the way across. Now see, we're getting a little bit of different color there. So let's grab here, there, and we'll get a little bit more. Kind of mixing it in there. The fading part is the part that I like there. Now even going 50%. Now I just faded that in. Let's remove this and see what happens. Is it noticeable when you're out? See, it isn't. It isn't noticeable. So this is going to save me a ton of time because the reason why it was so time consuming is I would go and do the entire text box. If you look at these, every single one was hand done by me, green and blue, all the way except for the last two, because those are the last two that don't have text on it. Where did that go? Where did you go? Untitled. That's right. So everything but the last one. This is all funky here. What's going on there? We'll get rid of it when we move it over too. So that just saved me a ton of time because now I don't have to go wrapping all the way around. I'm going to go get this, and maybe this one here. Yeah, get what duels you're going to use, like what it's going to work with in your decks. And you'll be greatly appreciative of having those. Like duels are just, I know that this week's episode we talked a lot of downfalls of adding of decks is not having the duels. And it is true, though. All right, so I think that'll grab that. We're going back to our... So we're going to use a little dropper and get close. We don't want to get right here because there's some discoloration going on with the lettering. So we're going to be pretty close and grab right there. Let's get that paintbrush. Oh, we're at 50% still. So we'll get the main guy out and then we'll go 50%. We want to get the letters out of there. And then let's drop it down. Okay, let's see how that did. It's a little more boxy. Is it noticeable though when you're out? Kind of. I think because I filled in too much there. Let's back this up a little bit. Let's go until we can see the letters again. Because I filled in, I think, too much. That actually might be fine where I just stopped right there. Let's see what happens. So I went a little too... Oh, because I was trying to get rid of the letters. So let's keep what we have. Well, let's get a little bit up here like that. Just a little bit like that. We don't need to be so precise with it. Because that's actually, if you look at these lines, they're not super precise. It's kind of sporadic in a way. Not straight across lines. Is that good? I think that works there. Please, if I pull your name and Stump the Smith Savant, that'll be crazy because there's so many people that entered this week. It would be insane if your name it's fate if your name gets pulled again, buddy. And I like pre-mixed it, and then I'm gonna mix it again before I do the drawing. So yeah. All right. So we're probably right about there for my green. Let's bring this back up. At least get rid of the letters. There and there. And then everything else will 50% it. Kind of mix it around a little bit. So I'm just clicking. I'm not holding it down. Just doing a lot of clicks. That was good. All right. I think we got... Because I think I'll cut this. I'll get this closer on there and there when we do the red. Or the white, I guess is what it's supposed to be. Skip me and pull again. Actually, that was Lowry's when we were talking after the cast. He was like, if you draw his name again, you should be like, screw it. I'm getting somebody else. Let's see. We want to go a little bit higher on that. All right, that worked there. It would be crazy if I picked your name again. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I got to dab my close to that. Okay, so let's grab this. I want that color there. Let's get this back up to 100 so we can get rid of this. Well, that's a little more yellow. So let's get a little more of this green over here. There, that mixed in a lot better. All right, let's remove this to see how it looks. I think we're good. All right, so our greens are done. That went a lot faster than what I was doing last night. I can tell you that because last night this was taking forever. I mean, I'm only at 33 minutes. Oh, that's for me recording. 39 minutes for the actual episode so far. And I've already done a proxy, so that's actually pretty good. All right, so we're going to get this guy. And looks like we're going to grab that color there. And let's see my line up here. All right, so we're going down to about there. I think we're good on the over. So we're at 100. Let's get rid of it first. And then we'll come in with the 50% and kind of spackle around. That should do it. Let's make sure. Good. Look how easy that was. Don't have to go all the way around. It just saves so much more time. And it looks good. That is the key. And the thing is I am a perfectionist with this stuff. And a lot of it you wouldn't be able to notice because it is faded with the unstable art. But in my head, I was like, I just know that it wouldn't be good. And these take work. Like these are just, I want these to be good, you know. Whoops, I don't want the stamp. I don't want to half-ass it. All right, so I'm gonna need to, there's a very different color. We need some of that in there. So let's get our 50%. Let's dab this guy here. All right, that blended it much better. Okay. Well, let's see what it looks like without that. Just got to double check on everything. We got some of the lettering there. I do notice it. So what I might do, let's see that. Let's bring it a little bit bigger on each side. So we're shifting it. So it's just a little larger. And then it's still... I can still kind of see it. But again, no, you can't see it when it's there. And then when it's over like this... no, you can't. I know it's there when I'm zoomed in. Just this little bit of black there. You really can't see that. I think we're good. So let's just keep moving on to the top part. Let's make sure we cover that. Okay. We want to... Let's grab on that side this time. Okay. 50%. Grab a little bit on that side. Okay. Again, you still have that little... Maybe I should get down just a little bit further. But then I'm going to have to go all the way across is my only issue. That's why I'm not doing it on the other. And I don't want it to be so crisp. All right. Kind of doing it everywhere there to balance that out. That's better. Good. Okay. Yeah, that's going to work there. Let's move down to the bottom. It's moving so much faster. Oh, we need to go higher with that. Probably got to cut some of this green just to be able to get all this. So this one I'm going to make quite a bit more crisp of a line. We're going to grab right there to 100. Okay. Now what we need to do is get some other color in here. It's too obvious of a... Some more color. Now let's move this to just see how it looks. Okay, you can still see the boxiness to that. So what I want to do is blend it. I want you to be able to see lines like that. Does that look good? Still something there. Let's grab that color. There we go. I blended a lot better. Okay. 2 more spots. I'll be curious to see when this is all said and done how much faster that was to do it this way. I don't need to be as high up on that. But my lower part needs to be pretty low there. I think that's good. There. Okay. And I think we're good there. So I think what I can do is remove this. Yep. Okay, so now what I want to do is come back with a little bit of that color there. And spruce that up. Yep, I think that looks good. The lines are a little crisper. Let me do something quick. Backing it up. Wait until my box comes back. We're going to do that. Now we remove it. And because I clicked there. That's better. Just thinking if I want to actually really straighten this line there. You see how it has a little bit of a bump out. This is straight because that's where the text box stuff was. So if I'm going to do that, let's grab a little bit more of this color and just bring it in like that and like that. Okay, and then we remove the text box. And let's look how straight that is. So got a little bit of a bump there. Okay, that's better. All right, so now we're going to blend this a lot more than we have going on there. And blend this side a little bit. You left a little happy face behind. The smile at the bottom. Yeah. This one's going to be a little bit more tricky. Not tricky necessarily, but it is because I am going to have to do a line straight across because it dips into the green there. So we're going to go, oh, and I need to be pretty high with that too. So I'm going to make my first line. See how far down it dips into the green there. And I think we got to go a little bit higher. So we're going to get our line right about there. I'm pressing shift. Match until the edges flash like that. Okay, that should be good. And looks like we're getting that like peach-ish color. But now we got to go all the way across. So we got that there. We got the same color kind of here. That color. And we got another one right here. Oops, went a little far with that one. Now, as you can see, this is already like way more work than a normal, any one of the proxies I've done. There's a lot more to it with this, but totally worth it in the end. Like this is going to look, when this series is done, it's going to be amazing. So good ups, Lowry, on finally doing something for the show. And I'm just kidding. No, it was a really good idea. I missed this part down here, so let's redoing that. Yeah, it was kind of cool because Larry's like, what if you did like the text box? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he's like, I think he did a little edit on his phone. He's like, what if you did something with the text box like this or whatever? I was like, oh, that would be really cool. But right away, my head's like, what are the difficulties? My big thing is the difficulties are when making the actual, not this part, it's when making the physical proxy. the borders. And that's the big thing about why I started doing, like, I do full arts and why I like them so much, is that you're able to get rid of the, it doesn't have to be exactly straight. It's good to be right in the middle. You can tell the difference, but if you have a black border around it, if you're not precise on those, you can see, oh, that side, like, it's like when they print cards and they're off center, it just looks like crap. So that was my first worry. All right. So what I'm going to do is, because we have these like dotted lines here, because what I did was I erased the background. So now the background is the dotted lines. So we're bringing this text box over. So we are done with the text box. Shit. I didn't mean to stop where I stopped. Let's do that again. Right there. I think that got rid of everything except for the bottom. I might need to go a little bit further down there. Yep. All right. So we'll grab right here. I'm holding shift again. So we're just getting to the bottom until there we go. All right. So we framed it out. We're going to get rid of those little dotted lines because the background is now gone. And we're going to copy it. And we're going to bring it over to our fabulous unstable. Oh, because I did that. That's why it's not exactly perfect. So we're going to make it perfect. There. There. Oh, well, the first one is going to be of the full art one. So this is fine doing it this way. So all you got to do is bring it to 50%. There it is. Ooh, but I do have to make this a little bit wider. Right? On that side and that side. Kind of screwed me over by having to box it in like that. Nope, I don't like how that did that. We're backing this up a little bit, making sure everything's... So I think I got to bring this over. Normally it's very easy to bring over. But because I did it the way I did it... Come on. I don't want it to move that much. So I'm zooming in. There. Okay. That's all I wanted it to do. That should be good. All right. Let's fade it. And be our first proxy. So you can see that. Looks freaking fantastic. I don't even want to do anything with the CommanderSmith logo. But look at that. Like that curve there. Just, it looks awesome. Like, I love that so much. Okay, so that's the first one. So I just want to save that. Forest. No, we want it on Proxy Time. So we are doing Savannah. Full text box. Okay. Then, the next part is shrinking this down. So I bring it to there. I bring you right to the edge of where the unstable or the lands start. Like that. Make sure we're right on the edge of it. This is what I think, and I think Larry agreed too. I think this is the one he liked more too. When you have just the edge of the land there. Okay, I think we're good there. Make sure my top is just right on the edge there. There. So let's zoom that out. Look at that. And we can bring this up maybe a little bit more. Even go a little more. That just looks fantastic. Like, I love the way that this turned out. What is going on down here, though? What is this goofy business? See that? What is going on there? We're on the right background. So we're going to stamp that background. And then we're going to get rid of that. Just so it's perfect. Now it might need to go a little bit over more. Nope, that was good. Right? Yeah. That's just the box itself. So yeah, it looks freaking sweet. Like these are going to be the duals. So we'll have a new set of duals. They'll have both types if you wanted to go full text box with it. If you just want to have this. One thing I did think about too is messing around with, I didn't ever do this. What if I just want to see how it looks. Oops. Followed the exact. Nope, I think I like it better having the square edges. So that is the new duels. These I won't do videos for necessarily. This is the only one that you'll see as a video. The other ones I'll just have them done, and I think these are going to look fantastic in foil. But like I said before, even in the non-foils, and these are too light. I actually darkened them up quite a bit. These just look, so that's the full, you can see that. The full one of Underground Sea. And then there's the one with the border of Underground Sea. And that just looks really good. But you can see I got it pretty close because I almost perfect on that. So the borders are really even, symmetrical on each side. This is a little bit easier to do when you have a border. And it just looks, the colors of the blue and the black really pop with that. So what about putting the text in the middle of the box faded? You mean like putting the name of the card, like Savannah and all that stuff? I had thought of doing it. I just don't want it to go. If you put it in here, you want it to go up like sideways is the way I was thinking. And that's actually what I was thinking about doing the logo. Like, let's just see what I was thinking. Where'd it go? Savannah, full text box. Okay, so if I put this in here, this was one of the thoughts. I don't want it to be up and down, because then it'd be like, well, then you're favoriting like the forest or the. What I was thinking was going like that, and I still might do that, and then fade it like a lot. Maybe that's what I do. That's probably a better idea of doing it like that. Oh, for what it produces. Yeah, that could be another thing too. We were just thinking that they're so iconic that you don't really do anything for it because you just know they're dual lands. If you have dual lands and you know what's happening and all that stuff does. But this might actually work to do the symbol right in the middle. So that might be something that I end up changing with a lot of them and throwing that right in the middle. But then it kind of shows that it's either or and not upside down or anything. So, okay. So that is it for Proxy Time. What did we do? 52. Oh, about an hour. Okay. So we got three proxies technically in. Now it's time for the big dog. I have all the names in here. And now I'm shaking them. There's a lot of names in here. There's a lot. We doubled the names this week. I think people want to win some prizes. So let's see who's gonna be the stumper this week. I am not looking. I'm mixing it a little bit too. All right, first one I grab there. Is it gonna be so it's, I think it's Robert 07. Robert 07. I think this might have been one of our most recent entries too. That might have got in this week. I don't remember. There's a lot of people that entered in. So Roberto 07 or Robert 07, you are this week's stumper. Good luck. Like I said, there is gin is added to the pot, to the ante. And so we have Temple Garden from Ravnica, which has some damage, not damage, but creases in it from being sent back from Card Kingdom. And then the Sword of Hearth and Home retro foil. So what if you put the word Savannah on both sides, put the logo on all four corners? Savannah. So you're saying putting Savannah. Oh, that was the other problem. Let me back this up so I can answer your Savannah part. So Notice where Savannah's sitting. So, yeah, I could do that. But it's not centered. So, when you put it... where am I? Where is it? There it is. So, when you put it... Like, if I copy that and bring it over, it's going to be off to the side here. Same thing. It'd be on the other side. I don't know how that would look. We just thought that this kind of does the same thing. And people should know that it's Savannah. I get it. If you're playing with cards like these, then I would assume that your play group knows that it's a Savannah, what Savannah does and all that stuff. If they don't, then, get the other one of the other ones, because that's probably, get the one that's this one, where you see it, forest plains and all that stuff. But we thought by just making it this basic and using the unstable land stuff, I think it adds a lot to it. So I think this is going to turn out pretty cool. So was the Jin from your... Yeah, funny. Funny guy. Yeah, no, I didn't get anything like that in my collector's box. I think the most expensive card I got in there was like 10, 15 bucks. So yeah. All right. Well, that should do it for this week. Like I said, I'm going to be making these. These won't be on Proxy Time. This is probably the only one that's featured on Proxy Time. Actually, now I'm looking at this. This needs a shift. I like that. That would be a post-production stuff. I needed to shift just over a little bit. But I'm Adam Smith. Sorry, I was in the middle of my getting up. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. What am I going to do next week? I think more of the swords, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what else what goes on. I know Dempsey, I got the food chain, so that might get made at some point here soon. The duels are done. I will have to do the fetches, finish off the fetches, because I still have the 2 to do. So that might be something that happens here soon too. So thank you guys for joining. Catch you guys next week. We'll see you. Bye. Suck up.